Alright students, by this time you should have pieced together the pages 18 and 19 in your iBook in order to prepare for today's lesson. You should have numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4, like this right here, and 3 and 4 down here on page 18. So to begin, we're going to be studying about unit rates with ratios of fractions today. So I'm going to align this with number 1 for you, and let's take a look. I'm going to just draw a line here and here for more visibility. And if we're using unit rate, that means we're wanting to find what this is to 1. So what we have here is 1/5 over 1/65. So that's the same as 1/5 over 1/65. Okay? Now, as far as mathematical operations go, that means 1/5 divide 1/65 if you were to do this on your own. And then we follow the keep, change, flip rules of dividing fractions, and that equals 1/5 times 65 over 1. So if we work that out, then 65 divided 5 would equal 13. And so that means that in miles per hour, this is 13 miles per hour. So that's similar over here to this problem. We're just going to look at a few more steps. This says 650 feet squared per 2/3 hour. So if we were to work this out, this is an easier way to do it than looking at all these complicated things. We don't want to worry about that, so I just showed you there if you want to do the extra steps. But we like easy, so let's go from there. So this is the same as 650 divide 2/3. That could also be 650 over 1 if you want. And then following the keep, change, flip rules, that's the same as 650 times 3 over 2. And in these rules, you just basically go 650 times 3 divide 2. Okay? Because we're doing a unit rate here. And so when you multiply this out, you get 975. So that means 975 square feet per hour. And you would write that answer here. Okay? Now let's look at number 3. Number 3 says 1/7 of an inch for 1/14 of a minute. So in unit rate, that just means this divide this. So 1/7 divide 1/14 is the same as 1/7 times 14 over 1. When you work this out, you get 2. So that just means 2 inches per minute. 2 inches. And you can use a slash if you want for per minute. Let's look at the next one. We have 7/5 miles, 2/3 of an hour. On this one, same thing. 7/5 divide 2/3. That's the same as 7/5 times 3 over 2. If you multiply across, you get 7 times 3. That is 21. 5 times 2 is 10. And if you simplify this, you can write it one of two ways. This simplifies to 2 1/10, or 2.1, same number. So we go over here and we'd write in our box, that means that this is 2.1 mph, miles per hour. So we're just on page 18. Now you're going to flip to page 19. And up at the top, we have 2-2 continued written, if you haven't done that already. You put number 5 here. We go about halfway down, and you should have grouped 6 and 7 in the middle. And let's divide those with a line. Farther down, we have 8, part A and B. And if you notice, I've labeled this page 19. So back to the top. Number 5. This is a word problem, and let's highlight or identify important pieces of information here. It says a store sells 2 kinds of candies, scented and unscented. And you notice we have this in a table identified over here. The candles burn at different rates. The first candle burns at 1/8 inch in 1/4 of an hour. And the other candle burns at a rate of 1/9 of an inch in 1/3 of an hour. Now what you can do here is you can actually take these numbers and you can draw your lines for your table right through there. Now we have our table and our proportions, okay? If we want to look at it that way. But I want to go inches per hour, so I'm going to line up 1/8 inch per 1/4 of an hour to get my unit rate for this one. And I'm going to line this one up this way, 1/9 of an inch in 1/3 of an hour down here just to work it out. And let's find the unit rates of both of these. So when I divide out 1/9 of an inch, divide 1/3 of an hour, I get 1/3 inch per hour. See? If I do 1/8 of an inch, divide 1/4 of an hour, over here I get 1/2 inch per hour. You can see it right there. 1/2 inch per hour. Okay? So now let's compare. We looked at both of these. We have 1/2 an inch and we have 1/3 of an inch, and the last question on here says how much more per hour. So you have to do a subtraction. So 1/2 is a larger number. I'm going to do 1/2 minus 1/3 equals. 1/2 minus 1/3 is equal to 1/6 inch per hour more. So which kind of candle burns more in 1 hour? Well, the 1/2, which is scented, burns more, and it burns 1/6 of an inch per hour more. And I'll say the scented. Okay? Let's move down to this one. On this number. Number 6. Let's circle some important information. We have piece of information here, and here, and here. Okay? So it says in the first 1/6 hour of a rainstorm, 1/10 inch of rain fell. If the rain continued to fall at the same rate, how much rain fell in 2 1/2 hours? Okay. So 1/6 of an hour rainstorm, 1/10 of an inch. So 1/6 of an hour, 1/10 of an inch. I'm going to label this rain and this hour. Okay? And then let's go over to how much rain fell in 2 1/2 hours. So I'll line up 2 1/2 here. Now this part we can solve by multiplying your diagonals and dividing your other number. So you can do 1/6 times 2 1/2 divide 1/10. Because you multiply your diagonals, divide your other number for proportions. So if you calculate that out, let's see what you get. I'm waiting to see if you get it. I get 1 1/2 inches of rainfall, or of rain. Number 7, and if you want to write it out, that would have been 1/6 times 2 1/2 divide 1/10.